Hey everyone, it's Dr. Sam Robbins. So today I'm going to reveal the worst vegetables you must or should be avoiding daily. And this is important because I think most of us think that, all vegetables are good for you, right? But this is not the truth, as you'll discover today. And this is actually part 2 of my video series about vegetables. Part 1, I revealed the best vegetables you must be eating daily. So after you watch this one, make sure you watch that original best vegetables video, and I'll share with you the specific YouTube link to that video after you watch today's short video. Now, the first topic I want to talk about are nightshade vegetables. These are also known as like squash, eggplants, pumpkins, tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, and zucchini. Now, most people think these are actually vegetables, but they are actually fruit. Remember, anything that has seeds in it, it's a fruit and not a vegetable. Now, these foods are typically high in inflammatory causing lectins. This is the main problem. They cause, therefore, stomach problems, gut issues, and in general, just not good for your gut health, especially when eaten daily and in high amounts. However, this does not mean you have to completely avoid them. If you do want to eat them occasionally, make sure that they are cooked. And most importantly, do not eat the skin or the seeds. And also, as with everything, go by how you feel and look. If you start having skin problems, emotional issues, and so forth, then genetically, you just shouldn't be eating these foods at all. Some of us can get by without them. Many of us can't. Then we have kale. Yep, this so-called healthy food has issues, all right? First of all, it decreases thyroid levels, which is a big no-no. However, as with all vegetables, there are ways around it. First, if you do want to eat kale, go ahead and cook it and eat them in small amounts, maybe 2 or 3 times a week. And make sure you also supplement your diet with iodine, okay? And this can be in the form of actually iodine drops or iodized sea salt. And please do not have any kale juice because this is too concentrated. Again, if you have issues with kale, if you don't have issues with kale, then enjoy it, right? However, many of us do, especially when eaten daily and in large amounts. Next, I want to talk about soy, which is in so many different foods. And these days, soy is really completely fake, especially in the U.S. It's genetically modified, even if it says non-GMO. It's full of pesticides, again, even if it says it's organic, because the soil has just been ruined. It increases estrogen and decreases thyroid, which is 2 negatives. So, but listen, if you want to have a little bit of edamame once in a while, that's fine, but that's about it. Forget about the soy proteins and powders and soy milk and so forth. Then we have potatoes. Again, these are vegetables, but they're very high in carbohydrates and have no protein, right? No fat either. So therefore, they digest rapidly and they shoot up your blood sugar levels, which is really bad for your health and insulin levels, especially if you're concerned about diabetes. As stated in my best vegetables videos, if you want to have potatoes, yams and sweet potatoes are much, much better for you. Then we have mushrooms. Now, these are on my safe list, my good video. However, if you have candida, right, which many of us do, basically it's yeast, right, in your blood, having a fungi vegetable such as mushrooms could make things worse. This is from personal experience, and I've seen it with other clients and patients. For example, many years ago, I dealt with candida in the form of white spots on my skin called tinea versicolor. To make a very long story short, after trying lots of different drugs and diets, the problem always came back. And it was embarrassing, right? So I went on a complete candida cleanse diet and avoided any foods with yeast, with fungi, and so forth. Again, I won't get into all the details unless you want me to in a future video. Just make a note of it in the comment section below. And well, after many months, I finally cured my yeast, my candida, and never had the tinea versicolor and the white spots, which was great because it was going all over the place, including my face. Yes, 2 or 3 supplements that I took daily with the diet change literally permanently cured it. However, one day, my dad made me a mushroom omelet, and bam, the white spots, the tinea versicolor literally came back the very next day. Now, you may not be dealing with this, but keep this in mind just for yourself. Anyone takes antibiotics, eats sugars and breads because of yeast and foods with yeast, such as candida and yeast problems. And, they can cause all these problems in many people. And mushrooms could easily make it worse, exacerbates it, especially if you have candida in your blood and you're sensitive to it. So again, if you have candida in your system, which many of us do, especially women, then it's best to avoid mushrooms until you get that under control. And then corn. Lastly, I want to mention corn because most people think corn is a vegetable, but it's not. It's a grain. However, you should still avoid it. Sadly, it's in so many foods because it's cheap. A problem with corn is it does cause inflammation, it's high in lectins, and it's heavily genetically modified and full of pesticides, all right? Maybe you can have some non-GMO organic popcorn once in a while, right? Because it's as a treat, it's very filling and full of fiber. However, just don't make a habit of eating corn daily. So in summary, again, these vegetables are great and fine, but some people, many of us, just can't have any or most, or should actually just avoid them altogether. Also, don't forget to watch part 1 of this video about the best vegetables you should be eating daily. Thanks for listening and have a happy and healthy day.